Good morning, guys and girls. Let's look at our catch of the day for May the 11th. We're going to be looking in the book of Exodus, Exodus 23:2. And Exodus was written about the children of Israel when they were leaving after being in bondage, being slaves to the Egyptians in Egypt, to Pharaoh. And that's what the entire book is actually about. And here's what Exodus 23:2 says. You must not do wrong just because everybody else is doing it. You must not do wrong just because everyone else is doing it. Have you noticed that when a hot new lure comes out, it's not long until every other lure company has one just like it? Sometimes the imitations sell better and catch more fish than the original. This is indeed a copycat business, I'm telling you. And they're all guilty. They're all guilty. And they all gripe when somebody else copies their lures, yet they don't mind going and copying somebody else's. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, this need to imitate is a byproduct of what? Human nature. We tend to follow the group, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, whether it's moral or whether it's immoral. One of the biggest falsehoods in our morality and value is that if everyone is doing it, it must be okay. We kind of learned that as a kid. We get caught doing something bad and we blame it on our brother or sister. Well, Bobby was doing it. Well, Jimmy was doing it. Well, Billy was doing it. All the kids at school are doing it. Can't be bad. One of the things that I think is probably the biggest problem of this in society today is lying. It seems like that everybody is lying, and so lying has become okay. It's become okay. However, the truth is wrong, and right is not to be compromised just because everybody else is doing it. Our values, our morals, our rules of life come from God. As God's people, we simply must live by God's law and not be swayed by the thinking and actions of everyone else. Morality is morality. However, in America, in my lifetime, and in most of y'all's, we've seen morality change to the point of things that was totally unthinkable, totally immoral when we were kids, when we were growing up, as being just a natural way of life nowadays. And no one even thinks that some of the things that they think or believe or do are actually wrong. God's laws is what counts. And if it was wrong when I was a kid, if it was wrong when I was 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, it's still wrong today. Just because the morality of our nation has changed, the morality of many of our citizens have changed, still doesn't make it right. Still doesn't make it right. I had one sentence in here that I really liked. Right is not to be compromised just because everyone else is doing it. Right is not to be compromised just because it's now made into a law in this country. Right is not to be compromised. That's it. Just right is not to be compromised, period. Here's our fishing tip right now. Fishing tip says black perch make great trot line bait for large early season catfish. Black perch. A black perch is we catch one every now and then while we're bass fishing, and a black perch is just a different kind of a bluegill, but they're just absolutely some of the finest baits you could get. They mostly feed on insects and stuff, and when you catch them, mostly when you're using little small flies or little bass lures, because they're really a whole lot like a bass. Of course, a bass is in a bluegill family, but a black perch is really, really some of the best trot line bait you can do. I know a lot of you out there run trot lines. I've pulled miles and miles and miles and miles of trot line. Like I've said many times, I helped pay my way through college selling catfish, so I've caught thousands of them, and I caught a lot of them on a trot line. And we would go out, Chris and I would go out a lot when we was in college, and go out and fish the last couple hours before dark with a little spinning rod and little bitty tiny flies and catch these bluegill, and we'd catch maybe 100 or 200 of them using for trot line bait. because we could catch a lot of big catfish. And the black perch, they were the prize. They were the ones you really, really wanted to catch. So if you're into trot lining and you know where some black perch are, that's excellent, excellent trot line bait. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. It's getting close to the middle of May. Remember, I love you.